Jerusalem, once glorious, now reduced to ashes. Its mighty walls lay broken. Its gates burned with fire. Families wandered in sorrow, their eyes heavy with despair, their future uncertain. Enemies roamed freely. Mockery echoed in the streets. And hope. It seemed like a distant memory. But far from this ruin, in the heart of a man named Nehemiah, a fire was stirring. Inside the palace of Persia, Nehemiah stood before the king, but his heart was far away. His face was downcast, a rare sight in the king's court. The king noticed. "Why are you sad, Nehemiah, when you're not sick?" Fear gripped Nehemiah, but he whispered a prayer in his heart. Then he spoke. "Why shouldn't I be sad, when the city of my ancestors lies in ruins, and its gates are burned with fire?" The king leaned in. "What do you request?" Nehemiah paused. Then he asked for the impossible, permission to rebuild Jerusalem. And to his amazement, the king agreed. Not only did he send him, but gave him letters for safe travel, and supplies for the task. God's favor was at work. Nehemiah arrived in Jerusalem quietly. For 3 days he said nothing. Then at night he rode out, alone, with just a few men. He surveyed the broken walls and burned gates, seeing the destruction with his own eyes. Not many knew why he was there. But soon word got out. Sanballat the Horonite, Tobiah the Ammonite, and others mocked him. "What is this you're doing? Rebuilding the walls? Are you rebelling against the king?" Nehemiah didn't flinch. He declared, "The God of heaven will give us success. We his servants will start rebuilding." So the work began. But so did the opposition. When Sanballat, Tobiah, and the others heard the walls were going up, they were furious. They plotted to attack. But Nehemiah didn't panic. He prayed. Then he posted guards day and night. The people grew afraid. "They will strike us when we're not looking," they said. So Nehemiah armed the workers. Half stood guard with spears and shields. The other half built. Some held a sword in one hand and a trowel in the other. "Don't be afraid of them," Nehemiah said. "Remember the Lord, great and awesome. Fight for your families, your homes, your people." The enemy backed off, for now. But not all the danger came from outside the walls. Inside the city, a quiet injustice was growing. The rich were taking advantage of the poor, charging them heavy interest, taking their fields, vineyards, and homes, even selling their children into slavery. When Nehemiah heard it, he was furious. "How can we rebuild the city of God while tearing each other apart?" he cried. He gathered the nobles and officials. "Stop charging interest. Return the land. Set the people free." Amazingly, they listened. They gave everything back. And Nehemiah made them swear before God to never do it again. As the wall rose higher, and the gates were almost finished, the enemies of Israel grew desperate. But they changed their tactics. No more open threats. Now it was all done in secret. Sanballat and Tobiah sent messengers again and again. "Come meet us in the plain of Ono," they said. But Nehemiah saw through the trap. "I am doing a great work. I will not come down." They even hired a false prophet to scare him. "Run. Hide in the temple. Your life is in danger." But Nehemiah stood firm. "Should a man like me run away?" And he stayed. He worked. He prayed. And the enemies were ashamed. In just 52 days, the wall was complete. Every stone in place. Every gate secured. And all the nations around were filled with fear. Not because of the wall itself, but because they saw something greater. That this work was done by the hand of God. Nehemiah and the people did not fight with swords. They fought with perseverance, unity, and prayer. And now, the impossible stood before them, finished. The wall was finished. But Nehemiah knew the work wasn't just about stone. It was about restoring hearts. With the wall complete, the people gathered to hear God's word again. Tears flowed as they remembered who they were. And who he is. This wasn't just a city rebuilt. It was a people revived. Nehemiah had built more than protection. He had helped rebuild identity, worship, and purpose. And generations would remember. When God's people rise, no enemy can stop them. Nehemiah rebuilt the walls of Jerusalem. But what about the broken walls in your life? Your heart, your hope, your identity? Just like in Nehemiah's day, God is still rebuilding lives today. He takes broken stories and makes them whole through Jesus Christ. You may feel surrounded, defeated, abandoned. But you're not alone. Jesus came to restore what sin tried to destroy, your relationship with God. Will you let him rebuild your life? Invite him in. Surrender your ruins. And watch him create something beautiful in you.